The Pittsburgh Steelers' offense has not been great to start training camp, but one bright spot has been second-year first-round pick and starting right tackle Troy Fautanu. According to veteran Steelers beat reporter Mark Kaboly, as of August 3rd, the 24-year-old Fautanu already looks like a veteran despite playing only 55 snaps last year. That's great news, considering the development of both Fautanu and left tackle Broderick Jones will be paramount for Pittsburgh's chances in 2025. Starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers has displayed decent mobility so far, but he's still a 41-year-old quarterback who recently tore his Achilles because he couldn't get away from a pass rusher who beat his left tackle around the edge for a sack. Fautanu and Jones have to make sure history does not repeat itself as they attempt to keep the future Hall of Fame QB on the field for the entire season. Steelers reiterate that Troy Fautanu and Broderick Jones are sticking at current positions. Being that the left tackle position guards Rodgers' blindside as a right-handed signal caller, some have questioned why the Steelers don't just switch Fautanu over to the LT position. It's a fair question, but for now, the Steelers have remained rigid in developing Fautanu at right tackle and Jones on the left-hand side. Kaboly reiterated that on August 3rd, regardless of how Jones has looked, he's not moving off of left tackle anytime soon, and likely never, the beat writer noted. They need him to play well, and sooner rather than later would be preferred. Jones has had mixed results throughout the early days of padded training camp practices after sitting out a few days with a lower body soft tissue injury. On August 1st, Penn Live beat writer Nick Farabaugh relayed, Alex Highsmith dominates Broderick Jones on 3 straight reps, dusted on consecutive ghost moves, and then wins on the 3rd rep with a spin move. However, on August 3rd, Steelers Depot writer Alex Kozora noted that Jones put together quality reps against Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig during OLDL one-on-ones. Pittsburgh needs Jones to keep stacking days and practices more similar to August 3rd than August 1st. If he's able to do that, the Steelers should be in much better shape come Week 1. Steelers' rushing attack continues to be an issue at training camp. Pass protection gets the majority of the focus when it comes to offensive linemen, but they're also responsible for providing the push in the run game. Strangely, that's been this unit's biggest issue to start camp. The Athletics' Mike DeFabor once again reiterated that there's been no room to run on offense while discussing top concerns on August 4th. The most optimistic Steelers fan might tell you that Rodgers isn't in his prime, but the team doesn't need him to be with a tenacious defense and consistent running game supporting him, DeFabor acknowledged, adding, that argument falls apart if the Steelers can't run the ball effectively. Only 6 teams averaged fewer yards per carry than the Steelers, 4.1, last season, he went on. Even after the Steelers invested heavily into their offensive line, they still are the kind of team that can line up and bully an opponent at the line of scrimmage, as the goal line period on August 3rd showed. Considering this is supposed to be offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's bread and butter, this is an area that must improve over the next month of football, and that includes Troy Fautanu and Broderick Jones. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in full swing of training camp as the 2025 NFL season approaches. The Steelers have been one of the biggest stories of the entire NFL offseason, highlighted by the signing of Aaron Rodgers to run the offense. However, they also signed TJ Watt to a massive extension and cemented his place as the team's leader along the defensive line. When speaking with the media at Tuesday's practice, rookie outside linebacker Jack Sawyer said he loved learning from TJ Watt, both on and off the field. He said there's no one he would rather learn from than Watt, and he has helped him transition into the league extremely well. He said, it's fantastic. There is no better guy to learn from, and he's a good guy off the field, too. Learning from him and seeing how he attacks, whether on the field, off the field, or in recovery, has been great for me already. TJ Watt held out for a new contract until he finally signed a 3-year extension worth $123 million, with $108 million fully guaranteed. One of the biggest keys to Watt's success is his athleticism and speed as a rusher. However, after the media saw him before training camp started, it looked like he had gained muscle and was potentially becoming more of a power rusher. I like to think the explosiveness is always going to be there, Watt said after a walkthrough at St. Vincent College. Realistically, I don't know if that will happen. It still is, but it's constantly finding new ways to win, evolving with the game. Like Coach Tomlin says, adapt or die. But at the end of the day, if you have a fastball that works, you throw the fastball. TJ Watt had a solid season last year, totaling 40 solo tackles, 11.5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. At 30 years old, Watt entered the final year of his most recent contract and held out in a contentious contract negotiation. It finally ended, and Watt cemented his status with the Steelers. Jack Sawyer is coming to the Steelers after being a fourth-round pick off the edge from Ohio State. Many saw it as a steal, as Sawyer had a top 50 grade coming into the 2025 NFL Draft. Sawyer had 25 solo tackles, 9 sacks, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. He was the hero for Ohio State against Texas in the college football playoff, returning a fumble for a touchdown as Texas was driving for a tie game. The fact that Sawyer is learning so much from what should frighten every NFL offense because Sawyer can potentially be a star. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been marred in rumors for superstar Washington Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin after his trade request out of the organization. According to Mike DeFabua of The Athletic, the cost could be a draft pick plus a player. He used Roman Wilson and a third-round pick as a prop package, but it's possible it could be more expensive, with a second-round pick going back, plus handing McLaurin a $30 million plus extension. If the Steelers want to give Aaron Rodgers the best chance to make a run in what could be his final season, the biggest bet they could make would be a dynamic receiving threat behind DK Metcalf, DeFabua wrote. For more than a year, there have been questions surrounding the WR2 position. Right now, the team seems interested in seeing how 2 receivers on rookie contracts, Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson, fill that role. McLaurin would be an instant and massive upgrade, signaling the Steelers really are all in for Rodgers. However, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Commanders have shown no interest in trading McLaurin, who is still their star wide receiver and the life of their passing game. McLaurin, 29, seeks a deal reportedly larger than the Steelers' $33 million per year for DK Metcalf, which would place him among the top 5 highest-paid wide receivers. The 2-time Pro Bowler went over 1,000 yards last year in 17 games, showing out once again. Outside of his rookie season, McLaurin has gone over 1,000 yards in each season, showcasing durability and his consistency. In years past, players like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk have requested trades, but ended up landing contracts. McLaurin is simply following that playbook. Last week, before reporting, McLaurin said he was disappointed that negotiations had not gone as smoothly as he believed they would.